Yeah? Yeah, are you all ready on the road? Yeah, you're being a good girl. Oh, Layla's wearing her little hand knit socks. Actually, we're all wearing hand knit socks this morning. And we're on the road. And someone looks like she's ready for a nap soon.
We're on the road to Rhinebeck.
Are you excited? Hotel. Just gonna go find our room. Yeah. Layla's had a couple of naps in the car, so she's nice and fresh. Oh wow, look at that. There's one room. And there's another room all the way over here. Yeah. You excited? So I have just left Layla and Perry at the hotel room, more like a mini apartment type of situation, and I am off to find my friend Tonya, who should be here now, and we're gonna head off to Needles Up. Heading to Needles Up, we're almost there, and yeah, really excited. We're just waiting to get into Needles Up. We're watching ourselves. Look who I found!
Oh my! Are you recording this?
Of course I am!
Oh, you little stinker! Get out of here! I'm so glad I finally get to meet you. I can't believe you're real.
I know, I can't believe you're real.
I feel like we've been friends for years now.
I know! I'm getting nothing in frame. But look at the bump! Can I touch it?
You can touch it.
I like always ask permission now.
I know.
Like after having been through it, yeah. How's it going? How's the setup?
It's good. It was pretty quick. It was painless.
Yeah, I love the venue. It's really adorable.
We totally lucked out because we hadn't seen it before. So
Yeah.
we actually saw it. We were like, oh my god, it's gonna work.
Yeah, no, it's not too small, which is good. But not too big either. Perfect.
Exactly. Oh, that is so awesome.
Oh my gosh, the baby. I swear more people just want to meet my baby.
Somebody was sending pictures.
it was Jodie, sorry. Hi! Again, I'm the gatekeeper! We're all here together!
What's that one? Which one? She didn't have all
Trying to figure out lunch options.
I'm a millennial, I swear. And then it was like, alright, try that again.
So we're heading to India Untangled now. We see loads of knitters walking around and let's get going. Found Nicole in her natural habitat.
She's gonna be upset.
Oh, thank you. How are you? Good, thank you. Yeah, the wave's coming in. Hi, so tell us your name?
I am Bailey.
And how old are you?
I'm 30.
And you've knit everything that you're wearing?
Yep, everything including my underpants.
Including your underpants?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I can show them if you want.
It's okay, I believe you. So, how long have you, when did you learn to knit?
I went to knit last spring.
Oh wow, it's not long.
No, not very long ago.
And you've done everything from ferrule to cables to lace to
And brioche.
and brioche. Oh wow, that's crazy. Well done. Nothing scares you then? Nothing scares you with knitting? No? Awesome. It's great. And what's your Ravelry name again?
Bunny BFL.
Amazing. Oh, if it was the focus, there we go. Now we're in focus. Hello.
It's an experience. Yeah, I came this close to like. I am, but I have to get a standard voice to get my so wish me luck. Because I know I heard you say. I heard you say. That is sweet. That person over there. You made it. Oh my god! Woo! I'm having a fangirl moment. Hold on. I thought it was a Canadian thing. I think it is.
All the Canadians react the same way. No, it's how are you? And then Monica gets the Hi Amanda, good everyone here. Hey Connie. Hi! seen in the wild.
Is it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for wearing it. That's amazing.
There's my wear today.
Up to.
We are petting our yarn babies. No, I'm protecting them. You want to see what I got from a podcast fan?
What did you get?
I know, me too. Later. These are my kind of fans.
Hey guys, so I'm back at our hotel now. Perry's just popped out to go get himself some food. I went out for dinner after India Untangled with some knitting friends. I'm so sorry I cannot remember everybody's name. There was a big group of us, and it was myself, it was Tanya who I went out with this afternoon, and a group of ladies from Canada who'd come down. And so yeah, we all went out for dinner together, which was really lovely. But unfortunately, Perry's had a bit of a day with Layla. She's not been feeling 100% herself. She had a few blowouts, like literally pretty much every nappy today was a blowout nappy, and she's never had that. Doesn't really have blowouts very often. And so yeah, today was a bit of a rough day. And so I got back as soon as I could, and have just gone and put a load of laundry on because she's just made a mess. And she also threw up before she went down, just before she fell asleep. She threw up again, so there was a whole lot of mess from that to be washed as well. And so Perry dealt with most of it, and I've just gone and put the laundry on. So yeah, he's now just gone out to get himself some dinner. I wasn't sure what I was going to do this evening. I hadn't made any plans with anybody, so it was just kind of like a spur of the moment, whoever was around to go out for dinner at the time that Tanya and I were looking to go for dinner. So there's that. I just thought it was such a lovely day though. Like Layla issues aside, I knew she was going to be okay, and she was with Perry, so I wasn't too concerned. I just felt bad that he was having to deal with it on his own and that I wasn't here to help him. But you know, it happens. So, and she's okay. It's just a bit stressful at the time. But anyway, point being, I did have a good time. Other than that, at Needles Up and in the Untangled, it was such a lovely day. I don't know what I've got in terms of footage. It's just a bit of a mishmash of stuff. It was just so much fun to meet so many wonderful people who I've known online for so long now, and finally got to meet in real life, and it was amazing. So many people I felt like I'd just known for like ages, and it was lovely to meet so many viewers as well as other podcasters. So thank you so much to everybody who came up and said hi to me today, and spent some time chatting and stuff. It was really nice to meet all of you. Alright, so Perry's back now, so he's gonna have his food, and I'm gonna go do some washing, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, so it is now Saturday morning. I am up, I am dressed, I'm all ready, and Nugget is down here crawling around, getting up to mischief. I've got my socks on, I've got my Rhinebeck shawl and my Rhinebeck sweater packed in my bag to put on when we go out. It looks like it's gonna be quite chilly this morning, and then it's gonna get warmer in the day. Don't know why the light's all blue, but yeah. Layla slept really well last night after she threw up, so at least she's well rested, hopefully. And yeah, so just waiting for Perry to finish getting ready, and then we will go grab some breakfast, I think, before we head out. I'm trying to take it easy this morning. I'm not in a rush to be like the first in line to get in or anything like that. Just kind of want to enjoy the morning and not stress too much about getting there at a specific time. So I'm not fussed about getting like any specific things or whatever today. I'm just gonna enjoy the day, and if I happen to purchase stuff, then I happen to purchase stuff, and that's great. But oh, she's off. Look at that, she's getting on her hands and knees. Oh honey, you're doing so good. We've all had breakfast this morning, and we've stocked up on our coffees, and Layla's got socks on, and her mix and match jumper and hat are waiting to be worn when we get there. Yeah. Hey? Are you excited? Are you excited for your first Rhinebeck? Yeah. I think she's a little bit excited. Harry as well. We're all here. You don't look very impressed, do you, Nugget? Yeah, this is no big deal.
Layla. Yeah, this is smileys.
It is already far too hot for a shawl. That's coming right off. I'll probably have to take Layla's jumper off soon as well. Yeah. You guys done any shopping yet?
Yep. Oh yes.
What do you got?
Bijou basin.
Ah,
I got
yeah.
a t-shirt and neighborhood clothes.
I'd love to hug her and kiss her. I'd love to give you that.
She just figures everybody is
Confused because Daddy usually.
The queue for the Miss Babs booth to pay for yarn. A little bit crazy. A little bit mental. I might come back tomorrow.
What is all this commotion about? Look at that precious smile. We did not come here for yarn. We were looking for you, Missy. We were looking for you, yes. She's so precious. No, you're not. So pretty.
Spotted Perry, Layla and Lynn from Untitled Games hanging out. Oop. Hi. Hello. loads of food options. I've left Perry to feed Layla and feed Layla her lunch, and I am off to explore a bit more. Hey Franny!
Look, say hi!
Hi!
Hi! Hi! Say hi!
Oh,
She's mad at me.
oh no. Hi. Oh, these baskets are adorable.
They are.
Heading to the podcast meetup, I think, and we will see who we can find. I found people! Hi! How you doing? Hello!
Back to the car and recharge my phone.
Sorry.
I was on my Kool-Aid face.
It looks amazing. I'm so glad you finished it and you didn't frog it back. So it looks great. Hi. It's so pretty.
Okay, I don't know how to do these, so.
Do what?
Help these.
Okay, well I'm recording right now, so I'll be stopping in a minute. Hey Layla. Hi honey, you wanna go say hello? Here. Oh, you cupcake. Hi, sweet girl. We have to practice. She goes for glasses. I'm just warning you now.
What's that?
She goes for glasses.
Practice. You can have whatever you want. What do you think? You know how lucky you are to have your mother? And her probably.
Yeah.
How are you? Is that better? You want to see my eyes? Yeah. Oh. You didn't want to go? It's really good because. Let me do that. What do you think? Of course, you just steal.
But actually, not this year. Not this year.
I have the baby. I have the baby. We're practicing.
You're practicing.
That'll be a little different than the it's the upright.
Hey.
made an impression early.
Yes.
Help you.
Glad you liked it.
That's mesmerizing.
Anyway, I'm not even like, I was Hi, how are you?
Yeah. You wanna go give Amber a hug?
Can I hold her?
Yes.
Come here, Layla. Wait, the camera, wait. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, honey.
I've never seen such a sweet. She's so agreeable and sweet. There we go. Yes. Good to meet you too. How fun. Little Miss. She's like, hi Barry. You don't know me, I'm Nicole.
How you having a good weekend?
I am over you with Little Miss. Goodness, you know.
I know.
There's something in here for you. What do we got? What do we got? We got pretty yarn, Layla. She really looks like both of you too.
Yeah.
Sweetie girl. Good kids, so there should be no crying since I get this. Look at the legs! Did you see that wiggle? Her eyes are so pretty. Can I give her a kiss?
Yeah.
Oh, this makes me miss it. I miss it. Look at her. I do. She's happy. Don't lose her. It's great. It's not my first one. It's just so chubby and yeah. Seriously. Yeah. But it's fun. It is, but it's really sweet. Look at show mama.
Do you like the yarn?
She's like maybe. I want to pull your hair. So you guys are going to be here?
Ah, that's amazing. I love it. I love the colours you used as well.
The yarn herself.
I know. I recognised it. Yeah. Do you like it? Do you approve?
Those are the best toys, aren't they? Water bottle. Oh my God, look at her chin. She's adorable with her dimple. Nice. Future podcaster.
Yeah. No.
You say hi, Nina? Look at these feet. I want to bite them.
All right, so we're done now. It is 2:45. We're ready to go back to the hotel. It's been a long day. Perry's not feeling particularly great, and I'm feeling a little bit run down, and Layla's had enough, I think. So we're just gonna go back and have a relaxed afternoon. And yeah, so. Whew. You pooped. You pooped. You ready to go back home? Yeah, we'll come again tomorrow morning and go see the animals. Yeah? So, like I said earlier, we're back at the hotel now. I'm just hanging out with Layla. Perry's sleeping or trying to sleep a little bit. He's really not feeling well. So unfortunately we didn't stay any longer at Rhinebeck. We left around 2:30, 2:45 and headed back here, which turned out to be really good things. Like I said, Perry really isn't well. I'm actually now starting to think that he might have a bug. And Layla was really unwell yesterday. I told you guys a little bit about what happened with that, but I'm not going to go into too much detail now. But she was really unwell, and I think she might have had a bug, because like even though she was teething and all those, everything that was happening was symptoms of teething, and I mean could have been caused by teething, she's never been affected quite that badly. Like that was pretty intense yesterday. So maybe there was a bug that she had or something, and possibly Perry caught it from her and now he's been affected. I don't know, honestly. There's so many things it could have been or whatever's that it's hard to know for sure what it is. Anyway, like I said, he's sleeping now for a little bit. Hopefully that will help him feel a bit better later. And I'm just trying to hang out with Layla and keep her occupied. Hey, she did so well today. She did so well at her first Rhinebeck. She was so happy and she gave everyone cuddles. Yeah. Oh, no, don't touch the lens. So yeah, that's basically that. I'm not going to sit down and go through the Rhinebeck, what I got at Rhinebeck today. To be honest, I didn't get half the things I expected to get. I got a couple of things, but I had planned on going back to a couple of booths and getting stuff and checking out there were some other booths I wanted to see and get things at. But like I said, just with the way we were feeling, that just didn't happen. So yeah, it's okay though, because we're planning on going back again tomorrow morning, assuming Perry feels okay and everything's fine. And if not, you know what, it's fine. We got to go and we had a really good time. Got to meet so many lovely people. But I'll do a full like Rhinebeck haul at the end of the vlog. Sort of sit down during next week, in the first couple of days of next week after I'm back, to sort of like cap off this vlog. Layla's like climbing onto my lap. She wants to get to the camera. Yeah, you want the camera, don't you? So like I was trying to say, this is probably it for today, and I will check back in with you guys tomorrow, which will be Sunday. Hi guys, so today is Sunday the 22nd of October. I can't believe Layla's now 8 months old officially today. That's madness. As you can see, I am in the car on my own in the front. Empty car seat right there, you can see. So Perry's still not feeling particularly great. He's feeling better than yesterday, or at least better than he felt last night, but he's still not feeling particularly great. So he's actually going to stay at the hotel with Layla today, and I'm gonna go back to Rhinebeck on my own. So I didn't think I was allowed to drive this car. It's a car rental, and I didn't think I would be allowed to drive it, but apparently it's already been insured like for additional drivers, so I'm all good apparently. So I wish I'd known this sooner, because this would have made things a lot easier this weekend if I'd have been able to get around in the car on my own. Anyway, all that aside, so yeah, I'm heading off now. It is bright and early, it's 8:20, so I should get there with plenty of time. And yeah, so we've got a late checkout at the hotel, so I've got a few hours at Rhinebeck, and then I'll head back and go home. There were quite a few stalls and buildings actually that I didn't even get to yesterday. I didn't get to see any of the animals and any of that stuff, just because of the way things worked out, which is fine. Things happen, you can't help when you get ill. So yeah, so I'm hopeful that I'll have a bit of time today to be able to go and check out the other barns and buildings, or whatever you want to call them, that I wasn't able to get to yesterday. And I forgot to mention, it is so nice and chilly this morning that I'm wearing my Samuel cardigan and my Road to Rhinebeck shawl, and hopefully I'll be able to wear them both for a little bit once I actually get to Rhinebeck. Yesterday when we got there, I pretty much had to take them off after half an hour, so it was too hot already. Back now, got here just before the fairgrounds opened, got in the queue moved very quickly, straight in, and yeah, ready to hit some of the booths. Having coffee with Kelsey and Eric, and Alison just showed up.
Oh my God, so good to see you. I miss you so much.
Hi, Peter.
Hey! Just got out of the Into the World booth, also hit up Primrose Young Company, hung out with Kelsey for a bit. It's just been a bit manic this morning, but really good. Good. Not as busy as yesterday though. the fleece sale going on over there. More booths and more booths.
Your hair is fabulous. Thank you.
It's so nice and quiet today by comparison. I mean, it was nice yesterday, don't get me wrong, but it was mentally busy. Today is nice and way more relaxed, and I'm enjoying it. Enjoying the more relaxed vibe today, which is really nice. So yeah, just wandering around. I picked up a few goodies so far, and we will see where the day takes us. Found some animals.
It is. 24 hours. Oh yeah, so you know. Rabbit, but I know I've heard about it. Yeah, it's either a rabbit. Yeah.
Kids give her brain and she's got her head right here. Look and see what it means.
Goats. Look at the fluffy bunnies. Super fluffies.
It's a pride of flowers.
Foremost, Orphan Annie, Vivian, Lady of the Bay, Lady Isabel, Dor, Pambana, Sir Galahad, Sir Alan, Sir Juan, Sir Corey, Copper Candy, Naomi, Leia, Sapphire. Selling cashmere yarns, clothing, and other products at our farm in upstate New York. Check out our items for sale in the Cashmere Goat Association building. Estate and located for over a century in Wood Hill, New York. Our content. Next up, we have and Sophia with twins. This is a representation of alpaca. Up and over. Yeah! Get a jumper. Get a jumper. As you can see, some of the little trees there have polish. They walk. Successful at the jump. They're really clearing the jump. So right now, it's a little bit of training and process. Okay, I'll definitely get their animal over. We got here the death marks on higher. But again, this elf is small as young. Come on, Kate. Think about how best you can gain it over. Kate, like, I don't know, crazy. You keep telling me to go away. Okay, now, if he's not, then we have a winner. Okay, basically, you guys are both winners. You have made it this far. So, twist it around. What is she telling me to do? I don't understand. Come on, twist. No, you can do it. But more importantly, thank you to everyone for 26.
Little penguins are adorable. Do I get dancing puppies? Oh, that one's sleeping in the corner. They're so cute. I think we're gonna go get some lunch. Yay! Looks amazing! Yay! Congratulations! So we just got falafels. I've never had the falafel from here before, so we'll give that a go. You guys like the falafel? Yeah! Delicious! Oh, sorry. So we've had a lovely day. I purchased a couple more sweater quantities of yarn that I actually wanted, which is good, and a few other bits. And yeah, I think I'm ready to head back to the hotel now and get ready to head home with Perry and Layla. So yeah. So goodbye Rhinebeck. Till next time, whenever that happens to be. And yeah, time to go home. Okay, so back in the car now, getting ready to head back to the hotel to help Perry pack up and hit the road. I just really quickly wanted to say that I had such an amazing time this weekend. It was so much fun and met so many amazing people, met friends that I already know in person and friends who I'd never met in person for the first time, and so many viewers of the podcast. Honestly, it has been such an amazing weekend. I keep saying the same thing, but honestly I can't think of anything else, how else to describe it. A lot of knitters tend to be quite introverted and they find events like this to be quite overwhelming sometimes, and I'm neither an introvert nor an extrovert completely. Like, I'm somewhere in the middle, and I can have my days where I just need to be home and not do anything, but I also find social gatherings like this, especially with other people who enjoy and appreciate the same things as you do, to be incredibly invigorating and very they help to sort of recharge my social batteries essentially. I do really enjoy them, so it really was a complete pleasure meeting everybody and all of that. Honestly, we had the best time, and unfortunately just bad timing with Perry getting a bit ill and Layla being a bit not completely great on the Friday, but other than that, generally we've had an amazing time, all considering. So yeah, thank you so much, and I guess I will finish this vlog off with the haul in a couple of days once I get back home. Alright guys, welcome to the haul segment of my Rhinebeck vlog. I'm here with Layla. We're back home, if you couldn't tell, and today's Monday, the day after Rhinebeck, and Layla's just had her morning nap and now she is enjoying a snack. She's having some pears, so she'll be munching away hopefully whilst I show you what I got. So first up, I thought I would just go over, I've got stuff in like different bags. I'm just going to go through one bag at a time. So first I've got all the stuff that I picked up at the pre-Rhinebeck events. So this was on the Friday before Rhinebeck weekend. So yeah. So I went to Needles Up and Indie Untangled, and yeah, and there's also the non-yarn stuff that I got at Rhinebeck in this bag as well. So I'll show you what I got at Needles Up first. Picked up this skein of Legacy Fibre Arts. There we go, it's focusing on Layla if I didn't block her face. Legacy Fibre Arts on their steel toes base, 75/25 superwash merino nylon, and this is in the Kurt colorway. Kirk colorway, which is one of the characters from Gilmore Girls, and it's a really bright multicolored skein of yarn because he is a very bright multicolored character, and I really love this colorway. I saw Chelsea had knit a pair of socks, actually one of my sock patterns from the New York Sock Club, out of this colorway, and yeah, I really loved how it looked, so I wanted a skein of that. Sorry about the background noise, I have the windows open because the weather is lovely today. And the second thing I picked up at at Needles Up was a Andre Sunit's sock blank. I still have one of the sock blanks that she gifted me a while back, and but I had to pick up this one because it's got the Needles Up logo painted on it, and it's repeated throughout the blank. I think there's 4 repeats altogether. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe framing one of the repeat sections because they're so beautiful, and she hand paints them herself onto the sock blanks, so they really are little works of art in themselves. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, but that is the plan. And then I also got a Needle Up progress keeper. I can get it out of the bag, I will show it to you. There we go, it says Needles Up on it. So there was that. So that's what I got Needles Up. And then in Untangled, I headed straight for Nicole's booth first, Nicole of Loco, and she just finished setting up when I got there. I nabbed these 2 beautiful skeins. So first up is one of her signature colorways, I guess, one that she started dyeing quite early on and was really popular, is her Stardust colorway, and this is on her spun sock base. So this is her MCN. 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And I absolutely love the colours in this one. This knits up as like a really nice variegated. But yeah, so I really love this skein. And then I got one of her backyard chicken collection skein sets, as it were. And this is the Americana. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but it's circled there. That's the hen it's named after, and this is on her Phyllis sock base. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and you get 1 100-gram skein and 2 20-gram minis to go with it for heel toes and cuffs. There's one that she had with which is like a white skein with specks of black on it, and that came with a red and a different coloured mini, which I really liked that colour contrast, but honestly I don't see myself wearing white socks, so at least not white hand knit socks. So I think what I'm going to do is add a red mini that I have from somewhere else to this set, and then just do heels, cuffs and toes in 3 different colours, because I still think red would go quite nicely with some of the colours in here. Like, there's definitely a bit of red in there. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of red in there. So I think that would work quite nicely with this as well. So that's my plan for that. Did you just drop your pair on the floor? Are you still going on it? Yeah. Okay. So that's what I got from Nicole. And then the last thing I got at Needles Up, Indie Untangled. I'm getting the events mixed up. Sorry, there's a lot of drilling going on outside, I just realised. I hope that's not annoying. Okay, I'll finish this and then I'll go close the window. I picked up a skein from Skeiny Dipping, and I've never tried their yarn. I've been wanting to try their yarn for a while, and again, this was one of those yarns that was stocked at Gauge and Tension, but I never got round to picking some up whilst they were still open. So this is on their Merry Cash fingering, so again another superwash merino cashmere nylon base, 400 yards in 4 ounces or 114 grams, and this is in the Rhinebeck 2017 colorway. So this is really beautiful rust orange autumnal color. And yeah, so I just picked up a single skein of this. I was tossing up between getting it on the fingering or on the worsted base, but I figure, you know, my favorite hack of all time is to take a skein of fingering weight yarn and hold it double to get a worsted or DK gauge. So you know, fingering weight is more flexible in that sense that you can also use it double as a worsted weight. So I got the fingering. Do you want some more? Yeah. Okay, so the other stuff that I picked up at Rhinebeck that weren't knitting related were, I grabbed a bottle of soak. I've never tried soak, and this is one of their new scents, which is Pineapple Grove, and it smells amazing. So I'm really looking forward to giving that a try. As you guys know, I've been out of wool wash for a very, very long time, so it was about time I grabbed some. I had to get Layla a Rhinebeck souvenir, and I thought this was a very appropriate little book for Layla. They had loads of they actually had loads of children's books available, and there were some really cute ones that were like sheep and wool related, but this one really stuck out. I liked it, and I like the way the images are done on the inside as well. They're photographs that have been sort of stylized to look a little bit more like drawings, which I think is really quite nice, and I liked how it looked. So, and the story is really sweet as well, so I grabbed that for Layla. That's your little Rhinebeck souvenir. And finally I got some buttons. Like I said, I was looking for some buttons, so I picked these buttons up for what actually ended up being my Rhinebeck sweater, and it's basically the perfect colour green to go with this sweater. And there's a perfect number of buttons too. I think there's actually one extra button, which is great, and these are little wooden buttons. And I also picked up these buttons to go with the DK sweater that I'm working on, although now having gotten home, they're the perfect buttons in terms of colour. I'll take one out and show you. Layla, keep dropping your fruit on the floor. There you go. The perfect colour. They didn't have them any bigger though, so I'm thinking now that these buttons might be a bit small for the overall cardigan, just because it's going to be a larger cardigan. So I mean, they've got that perfect sort of iridescent purples and blues and greens in that button, which is probably a little bit hard to see on camera right now, but it goes really well with the yarn. Let's see if I can show it to you. And there we go. Okay, the colour is basically perfect in real life anyway when I look at it against the yarn. I'm just now concerned that when I finish the sweater that these buttons are going to look a little bit small against the overall size of the garment. So these might have to be saved for a different project. Either way, I do really love these buttons, but I may have to get something different for this sweater. We just have to wait and see once I get to that point. So yeah, so that's what I got in terms of pre-Rhinebeck and non-yarny stuff at Rhinebeck. I'm just going to close the window and switch around and grab some more stuff to show you. Close the window so hopefully the street noise isn't as distracting, and back to show you what else I got. So I had to swing past the Primrose Yarn Company booth because Kelsey's a good friend of mine and I wanted to pop by and say hi to her. I did actually pop round on the Saturday. It was one of the first places we stopped, but her booth was absolutely rammed and she was so busy, so I sort of quickly said hi, and then actually never ended up making it back there later that afternoon because, like I mentioned in the vlog you'll have seen, Perry wasn't feeling well, so we ended up going back to our hotel early. And but I did pop back on the Sunday morning. I met up with her for a coffee first thing in the morning, and then headed back to her booth and grabbed a few bits. And I also picked up some stuff to work on a new design. Kelsey told me to just like pick what I wanted for a design project. We had a little talk about it, and so this is what I ended up getting. So I grabbed 2 skeins on her Adelaide singles base in the charcoal and glitter colorway, which I actually used some of this yarn in my color blender wrap. In the large version I used some of this colorway in that, and I absolutely love how this one knits up. It's a really beautiful neutral base with some beautiful specks of some of my favorite colors, so it's absolutely stunning. I really love it. It's a great sort of neutral but with a touch of color to it. So grab 2 skeins of that, and I picked up a bunch of minis to go with it for the design. Now I'm not entirely sure if all of these minis are going to go into the design or if only some of them are going to go in. I couldn't decide at the time, and so I grabbed a whole bunch, and I can't remember exactly what order I had these in now. I posted a picture on Instagram and that was the order I had in mind for them if I was going to use them all. I think it was like this. And I'll quickly run through all the names, and these are all also on the singles base. Kelsey had like a ton of minis at the event. So so this one's juxtaposed, and they're all 20-gram minis. Then next up we have Real Hipsters Wear Denim, which is a really fun name for a colorway. So then we have Spacesuit. Try and hold this up so then the next one stays in focus when I bring it. And then we have Maple Leaf, which is this lovely green, sort of like greenish yellow. And then we have this yellow one, which is called Dirty Gold. Followed by, this is another one of my favorites of hers. This is Ember, or Embers, yeah, Embers. It's another one that's a really nice soft neutral. So this is more of a cream beige based neutral with some golds and rusty browns and stuff in there, which is beautiful. Then we have Landslide, which is another really beautiful neutral, sort of, but you know, verging on like golden oranges as well with browns in there. And then we have Rat-a-Tat. And finally we have Astrology. So those are all the minis I picked up to use vaguely in that order, if I end up using them all. I don't think I'm going to end up using all of them. There's 9 minis here for the design, but definitely a good portion of them. And I also picked up a skein of sweater weather for myself on her Sophia fingering base. Again, this is another superwash merino cashmere nylon. I wasn't specifically going for MCN, but it's what she had in the colour that I liked, and I really love the speckles in this one. This was her Rhinebeck colourway. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's that one. So I also popped by the Into the World booth because I really wanted to say hi to Chris and James. They sent me the yarn kindly for the mix and match cardigan that I'm currently working on, the design. And yeah, so I stopped by to say hi to them and also to check out their yarns. They had an awesome like sale section as well. So I was helping a couple of other people who were in the booth trying to find some yarn in that section, and then I found some yarn that I loved. So I will show you what I grabbed. Because it's in the sale section, these were basically yarns that, you know, probably just didn't turn out exactly right how they would have wanted. So they were on sale for a very, very good discount, almost 50% off, which was amazing. So I picked up these 3 skeins. They're actually all the same colorway, but as you can see, the middle one is slightly darker. And the colorway is Great Minds, which is a really beautiful sort of like purple to brown, sort of variegated. So this is kettle dyed, no sorry, immersion dyed. Great Minds on the Pakoku sock, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And yeah, so I picked up 3 skeins of this because I figured with 3 skeins I could potentially do a garment, or I could use 2 skeins for a shawl, or 2 skeins to knit something for Layla, or you know, 3 skeins to knit something for Layla if I hold them double for like a worsted weight type thing. So I felt with 3 skeins I had quite a bit of versatility in what I could do with it. Like I could easily do a garment for myself if it was like a t-shirt style, so it didn't have sleeves, or if it was cropped with short sleeves or something. I have a bunch of things that I could do with 3 skeins. I kind of wish I'd really like, I mean, to be honest, at the time it was hard to tell, but this one is a lot darker. So it's quite likely that I will do a 2 skein project with it and keep the 3rd skein for something else, or use the 3rd skein for socks or something. Or if I do mix it up, I will just have to be really good at making sure I alternate. I make sure I alternate this one with, you know, something else, rather than alternating these 2 and then having this one be last, because then that would be really obvious. And I also picked up this one, this beautiful skein of Godric on their Gloucester sock base. So this is an 80-20 superwash merino nylon. It's a really beautiful, really beautiful golden yellow. There were 2 skeins of this, and I'm kind of regretting not grabbing the 2nd one as well, but this is beautiful. And I got this with the thinking I need a bit more yellow in my stash. Yeah. But also yeah. Oh, be careful, you've taken a big chunk of pear off. Sorry, just had to take a break there because she took a big chunk of pear off and I wanted to just make sure she wasn't gonna like start choking on it. So she's fine, she's spat it out. But yeah, so I kind of regret not grabbing the second skein of this, but I picked this up with the intent, with thinking that, you know, I don't have a ton of yellow in my stash, and also if nothing else, this would make a great pair of socks for my mum because I know she loves this colour. So that was that. Yeah. Actually the rest of the yarns that I picked up from Rhinebeck were sweater quantities, so I'm quite proud of myself that I didn't buy too many just random skeins, and even the ones that I did get, you know, very purposeful. I knew what they were going to be, or I know what they will be, so that was good. So actually the first, I'll try and go in chronological order. The first sweater quantity I picked up was from Fibre Optic Yarns, and this was probably the one that was the unintentional purchase, but I couldn't help myself. I mean, look at those colours. They're in the plastic wrap at the moment. I don't really want to take them out, but you get the idea. It goes from this beautiful green to this teal and turquoise and blues and then to purples. Basically my favourite colours. And so this is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, so it's the cashmere base. 6 skeins, 140 yards each, so there's 840 yards total in this pack, which is amazing. So that's basically two skeins worth, 2 full skeins worth. And then I also picked up 2 skeins of their footnotes base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway is Fort Knox. Beautiful golden yellow again. There we go. So I figured these together is the equivalent of 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn, which is more than enough to knit a sweater for myself or a cardigan or anything. So this will either be that, and I really like how the yellow works with the other colours, and it would be really bright and fun and cheerful cardigan if nothing else. And otherwise I can also use these skeins for something else separately and pair this with some grey or something. You know, there are other, you know, I can also use these separately or together. So this is kind of more of a flexible sweater quantity, as it were. Then the second sweater quantity I picked up was one that I'm really glad I got now, because it was this and the next sweater quantity that I purchased were the only things that I got on the first day, on the Saturday at Rhinebeck. Everything else I got the day after, and I'm really glad I got this one because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have had any of this yarn left if I'd gone back the next day. And also, yeah, and also I'd looked around quite a bit. I was really looking to get a sweater quantity of yarn in a natural sort of breed specific, very sort of rustic kind of yarn. Not rustic in the sense it's scratchy, but rustic in the sense that you know where the fibre came from, you know where the wool came from. And this was from a farm called Will You Farm, and U spelled E-W-E, Will You Farm, and they raise their own sheep and sort of like produce their own fibre and process it and everything. I'm not actually sure if they spin it themselves on site or if it's spun, like I'm assuming it's spun at a mill. But this is a 90% Cormo, 10% black fine wool, approximately 250 yards in a 4-ounce skein, and it's a 2-ply light worsted weight. So this is probably like somewhere between a worsted and a DK, probably closer to a DK judging by the yardage that's in here. But it's this beautiful natural sort of heathered grey colour, and it's heathered because the Cormo fleece would be white and it's mixed with 10% of a black wool, which gives you this beautiful heathered grey colour. And I'm not sure how well you can see it on camera, but if I can try and get a really good close-up, if my camera will focus, there you can really see the heathering, how beautiful that is. So, and it was at a really good price for what it was. So I didn't beat about the bush. I saw it, I saw a couple of samples knit up with it, and I bought 6 skeins. So that's 1,500 yards of a DK, which will be more than enough to knit some sort of really squishy cardigan or pullover. So, and it smells so sheepy, but in the best possible way. So yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with this purchase because this was one of those things that I was really looking to get. I wanted to get something that would be next to skin soft. I mean, I'm not like overly sensitive to wool, but there are some wools that are just a little bit too rustic for me, and I don't see myself being able to wear something like that next to skin. It would have to be purely as complete total outerwear, like a jacket type of thing, and that really wasn't what I was in the market for, especially with not knowing where we're moving to next. So that was something I was really chuffed with getting. And then on the second day, I picked up 2 sweater quantities from the same vendor. And this is one that for some reason I hadn't even realized. Yeah? Am I interrupting you? This was one that I hadn't even realized was vending until I saw a couple of people had bought yarn from them. Clearly I just didn't pay much attention when I was looking through the program. And I picked up 2 sweater quantities from, and this is Wool. They're a company I've been wanting to try their yarn out for a while. Again, one that was being sold at Gauge Intention, but I never got around to purchasing any whilst Gauge Intention was still open. And this is the Wool O-Wash fingering. It's 100% machine washable certified organic merino, 428 yards in 100 grams, and it is in the schist colorway. So I picked up 4 skeins of this. I was originally only going to get 3 because if you remember I said I had a mini skein set of like a purple gradient to use. I wanted to use for the, is it called Fading Lines cardigan by Joji Locatelli. So I only needed 3 skeins for that, but I'd stupidly forgotten to take a photo of the mini skein set or even take it with me to be able to check the colors against what kind of grey, because some greys, you know, they have blue undertones, or like some greys are warmer undertones or cooler undertones, and I wasn't sure which kind of grey to go for. So I thought instead I'll just get 4 skeins, that way it's a standalone sweater quantity on its own in case it doesn't quite match with the purples that I already have, and if it does match then I'll have an extra skein left over, which, you know, I can always do with a grey skein of yarn to go with other colours in my stash, so it's not going to be unused. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was the first sweater quantity I picked up from Wool. There you go. Then the second sweater quantity I got from them was the same yarn essentially, but a different base, different weight, sorry. And that was the Wool O-Wash worsted. And this really lovely sort of burgundy red colour. That will show up. There we go. It's a little bit darker than the dress I'm wearing. And so this is in the Juneberry colourway. And I picked up 7 skeins of this one. I couldn't believe how reasonably priced the Wool yarn was. And so I picked up 7 skeins of this one for another sweater project, and I'll tell you about that in a second. This is 229 yards in 100 grams, and also again 100% machine washable certified organic merino. And this is for the Rhapsody and Cable sweater, which is one I really wanted to get a sweater quantity for. I'd originally thought of this one for that, but after I got home that first evening I realized that it was probably going to be too light a weight for such a heavily cabled pullover, especially since it's called to be knit in a worsted weight. So I wanted a really nice round plump worsted weight yarn that would really show off the cables in that pattern nicely. And yeah, so that's what I got this for. Technically 6 skeins would have been just enough for the yardage that the pattern calls for, and I know Joji, who designs that pattern, the Rhapsody and Cables, allows for like additional yarn in the requirements that she calls for, you know, as a buffer. But I potentially might want to make some modifications in the length of the sweater or something. So, you know, to be safe, I picked up an extra skein. I figured, you know what, again, an extra skein of worsted weight yarn, if it's not used, not the end of the world. I would rather have an extra skein that I haven't touched rather than be there so close to finishing and just run out of yarn and not be able to do anything about it. Again, because more than likely by the time I come to cast on this sweater or be close to finishing it, we won't be living in the US anymore. So, you know, I'll forget about getting matching dye lots. I wouldn't necessarily even be able to order the yarn depending on where we are. So yeah, I just didn't want to run that risk. So I grabbed an extra skein just to be safe. I figure I can always make a matching hat, so there's that. Back now with the last lot of stuff I wanted to show you guys, and this is all the wonderful things that I was gifted and you know, received from friends and viewers of the podcast. So I'm just gonna pop this all out. So I'm not gonna remember everybody's names. I'm really sorry. So I'm going to do my best with what I have in front of me and what I can remember. I have posted pictures of all of this stuff on Instagram, and I've tagged everybody in the post on Instagram, so you can always go check that out there. So first off, the lovely Marsha from the Very Little Podcast, she actually came and spent the night at our house on the Thursday night before the whole Rhinebeck weekend started. She flew in late on Thursday night and needed somewhere to stay, so I offered her our spare bed, and she brought me a little present. She brought me a project bag that she'd made and a skein of Canadian yarn. The yarn is by Riverstone Yarns. It's on their MCN base and it's in the Red Giant colorway. So this is beautiful neutral with pops of reds and oranges and yellows, which is beautiful. So thank you so much to Marsha for that. Yeah, and Layla, thanks you too, because this is probably going to be something for Layla. Then I got a beautiful skein of yarn from Stacey from Stress Knits when I saw her at Rhinebeck. This is a beautiful skein of hers on her favourite sock base, 8020, and this is the Call Your Dad, You're in a Cult colorway. I believe this is a My Favourite Murder reference. Which is a podcast that she listens to, a audio one, and not one that I've had a chance to check out yet. Then I was gifted some really lovely chocolate, which just didn't make it home because I ate it, but it was good. Then I was given this lovely mini skein by Lauren, who is the dyer behind Colour Wheel Yarns. So she's just launched her Etsy shop, I believe, recently, and she has a coupon code Rhinebeck, all capitals, for 15% off until the end of the year. And my battery light is flashing, so I'm going to try and go through this quickly. I was gifted some lovely stitch markers, stitch markers and needle holders, tip minders, from a lovely viewer from Japan who'd come over for Rhinebeck, and that's Yuki. So thank you so much, Yuki, for that. I got gifted a mini skein from Lynn from Two Tangled Skeins, so thank you so much for that, Lynn. I also got some mini skeins from Lizzie, who is Lizzie+6 on Ravelry, on Instagram, and she also has an Etsy shop which I can't remember the name of right now, but if I can, I'll find it and I'll stick it at the bottom of the screen, because she didn't add it in her card, so I can't remember if she still has the Etsy shop or not. I know she dyed yarn for a while. I got a sample skein of the Gravity colorway from Lambstring Yarns on her Tralala sock base, which is a 75-25 base. It's a wash merino nylon. Really fun 50-gram skein. And then this beautiful little bunny was knit for Layla by a viewer, that's Susan. So thank you so much, Susan, for the adorable little bunny. And then I also got gifted a bunch of like pins from different podcasters and some stitch markers and stuff. So thank you so much to everybody for all of your lovely gifts. I really appreciate it. Like I said before, and I've said many times so far, the highlight of the weekend for me was honestly just meeting everyone and getting to hang out with friends, both people I've met before and people who I met for the first time. Honestly, it was so much fun, and I came back feeling so invigorated and refreshed from the weekend. I mean, I'm tired, but feeling very refreshed, creatively speaking. So thank you so much everybody for that, and I will be back with you hopefully by the end of the week with a full proper podcast, and I hope you enjoyed this Rhinebeck recap. And so yeah, if you have any questions about anything in this episode, or video rather, please let me know in the comment section down below on YouTube, and I will be back with you soon. Alright, take care, have a lovely week, bye.